Hello, long-suffering folk. This is Gertie for the ZX Spectrum, released in 1985. I don't know what the story behind this is. It is difficult finding out anything about this game. It was released on a compilation in 1986 called 30 Games. I'm assuming it was originally released on its own at some point, I don't know. I remember having 30 games when I was little. I couldn't load this one, I don't know why. I always assumed it would be a Jet Set Willy rip-off. But it isn't, it's more like Manic Miner. You've got to collect the item and it'll open the door to the next screen. When I say item, it is literally a yellow pixel at the top right hand side of the screen. I mean, what sort of flipping bone idle programming is that exactly? There's an in-game music track, programmed by someone who's presumably never actually heard music. On that 30 games compilation, there were only a handful of reasonable games. Most of them really were bottom of the barrel stuff. Trying to manoeuvre this character is an absolute task, because she doesn't just drop straight down when you get to the edge of a platform. He kind of goes down at an angle, meaning it is very hard to avoid these whatever the bloody hell they're supposed to be. Flickery blowing sprites as well. I think a game called Jet Set Gertie kind of sets alarm bells off anyway. It's like films with Jurassic in the title. Most of them are absolute bloody rubbish, including most of the Jurassic Park sequels. I think Part 3 is the only decent Jurassic Park sequel or follow-up. Oh, and this is another thing. You keep falling halfway inside the platforms. I'm pretty sure that isn't supposed to happen. You just mess about trying to jump out of them again. Why does this room look like a title screen anyway? Sort of names of the makers on it. It's like these blooming comic books where comic book writers start putting themselves into the comic strips. You just think their ego has got the better of them. There's a dinosaur called Dinochirus, and for years it was only known from a giant pair of arms with these really massive claws. And when I was growing up I always thought, wow, the rest of that must be terrifying. Massive super predator. And I did actually see the actual arms in New York in this museum. And then they actually found the rest of it. And it's this lumpy giant sloth type thing, with arms that are quite long for its size. And I just thought, what an absolute anti-climax. Kind of like that joke about Bigfoot. They finally find it and it's this tiny little thing with huge outsized feet. And quite honestly I can say the same about this game. It would have probably been better if I'd never played it, and it had remained a mystery, and I could have carried on speculating about how good it might have been. Because this is absolute scraping the barrel. Yeah, alright, so 30 games for not very much money. They're not exactly going to be up there with the great blockbusters of our age. But you just wonder how desperate they must have been to have wanted to reach their target number of games. This is basically my first Manic Miner, as programmed by people who could probably just about switch on a computer on a good day.
And the perverted fear of violence chokes the smile